Welcome to Just a Few More Minutes podcast, where three veterans of the animation video game industry talk about exactly that.
Are we?
Yes, we are. Animation video games. I am Jeff Gabor. I am a supervising animator at Blue Sky Studios. Alongside me is
Michael Berardini. He didn't even count down. He just hit the button while we were in the middle of a fucking conversation.
And this week, we have a very special episode. Sorry, no Paquette.
No Pete.
But we have a birthday boy joining us today.
A birthday boy? Who could it be?
That's right.
Curved Earth, Andy Gabor, otherwise known as my brother.
Hey!
That's right. Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good. And it is also a very special episode because it is our Game of the Month episodes. This week we are talking Little Nightmares. Hopefully some people got a chance to join us. Did anybody join us, Michael?
I forgot to tweet about it. Please. I forgot to ask anybody, so I don't think so.
Well, hopefully you enjoyed it all the same. We'll talk about it. Every episode starts the same way. We have an animation tip.
Yep, here it is. Happy birthday to you.
No,
that's a horrible tip.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
Michael's making me wet.
dear Curvy. Happy birthday to you.
Now you have to guess my age.
I know you're older than Jeff, and I know Jeff is older than me.
You're already wrong.
Wait, you're the older brother?
I'm the older brother.
Yeah.
Oh.
Isn't it obvious? How old is Jeff?
I don't know that either. I think he's like 33.
No, I'm older.
No.
So then I think Andy is 32.
I am turning 34 today.
Oh, well, congratulations.
But thanks,
you survived longer than
thanks
Jesus.
for your vote of confidence. That's what I've been striving for all these years.
That's what I'm shooting for.
It's like as long as I don't get crucified by the time I'm about 32.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, animation tip. Every episode starts to say, the other big important day. Sorry. We'll get to the tip in just a second.
Okay. Sorry.
This is also my 12-year anniversary of working at Blue Sky Studios.
Wow.
I always remember that my anniversary is on your birthday because, Andy, I forgot to call you on your birthday. I was so blasted out of my mind, like high on anxiety, that I completely forgot to call you.
It's okay, so now you make up for it by actually calling me.
I put you on the podcast.
Yeah, look at this.
Yeah, you put me on the podcast right here. 12 years later.
What a good gift to you, huh? Come be on our shitty podcast.
I know. My wife's loving it.
Yeah, you could be spending time with your family.
Could be.
I'm his family.
Yeah, but like physically.
Like real family.
Yeah.
Well, I could be spending my time with my real family, but I choose not to also.
Me too.
Yeah, all right.
Why are we doing this?
I don't know. Pete's got the right idea. All right, so every episode starts with the same way. Animation tip. I'm going to let you guys choose. I either have one that's like a newbie lowball type of thing that could be used for like educating Andy.
Okay.
Or I have a general how to do about the graph editor.
So can I say
birthday
something?
Yeah.
What?
That I think I'm your first guest that has nothing to do with making video games or animation.
You play a lot, though.
I do play a lot.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about your history. What do you do for a living?
So by training, I am a child and family therapist. So I'm a shrink. And I'm stuck here in Colorado, and you guys both abandoned the state. So I'm here, and now I work for the man, I always say, and I manage the children's mental health programs for the state of Colorado.
The entire state of Colorado.
I know. Yep, I'm a big bureaucrat.
Every
at this point.
Child that is slightly needing mental health is under your control.
Yes.
Don't let them listen to this episode.
Right. And so when I go home, I play video games and get killed by a bunch of 12-year-olds who need my help.
Wow.
That's what I do.
That's a weird world.
So, yeah, no video games or no animation.
That's okay. You're
what were you saying about?
Way smarter than us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I doubt that.
So what you're saying about you're the only person on the podcast that's ever not been part of video games or animation?
Yes.
Well, that's an interesting perspective to bring.
And I have to suffer through your tips every podcast. And I'm also the guy that makes the random words of the podcast.
Oh fuck! Pete never gave us
He
words.
never did.
He said
he was supposed to
would.
give you a word for some payback.
Do you honestly think he would do that?
I think he was going to give you something really insane.
Me?
I would have won
No,
because you guys don't even
Curvy.
try.
Andy. Yeah. All right.
Oh yeah, and my video game handle is avatar handle, I don't know, is Curved Earth. So that's why they say Curvy.
CurvedEarth.
TH. That's right.
All right, I got Pete.
He's gonna.
I texted him.
All right. Well, I'll put my phone away so you don't see the word he sends me. Normally, every episode, we each have a word. We don't know each other's words. We try to work it in as many times as possible. You find out who the winner is. Usually, we actually say it by the end of the episode, or you find out on Twitter when usually Andy counts it up and tells us who the winner is.
Straight up.
Did we get a response?
No, I'm checking my email.
Okay. All right. So I'll just do a low ball animation tip then, just for newbies.
Shits
I
and
think
giggles.
That's good.
Principles of animation.
Okay.
Timing and spacing. Two very different things, but people constantly get them confused. What's the difference? Andy.
Put him on the
Your
spot.
timing is, I don't know. Your spacing is a set point between like A and B. You're trying to get from A to B, and then you got to space it out evenly. And then timing is something completely different than you.
You're not that far off. You actually just kind of flip-flopped it. So timing is basically the time between two given poses. Right? So it's like you're going to go to point A and to point B. How much time does it take you to get there?
12 frames.
All right, so 12 frames. Now the spacing, it determines how you ease in or ease out or how you do the in-betweens. So you could say do a really slow ease out, so where you stay at point A a little bit longer and then you quickly dash to point B. How you decide those middle poses is your spacing.
It can be slow or it could be fast, but still take the same amount of time.
Exactly.
So what's the tip? What's the tip?
It's just educational.
Use it smartly, you dummies.
The lingo.
Well, I do think it's helpful if, when giving notes or talking to someone, if you can articulate what is actually the issue. Is there timing mess up or is there spacing? And sometimes it's hard to tell, but I find most often people's spacing is the issue, not their timing.
Yeah, I would agree, especially when you go to spline.
Yep.
All right, so I remember. Okay, so I gave you spline as one of your first words,
Yeah.
right? Remember that?
Yeah.
Because do you remember sim copter?
Yes. SimCity 2000. Yeah, SimCity 2000 at the beginning would say articulate or something like that. Articulating spline.
Reticulating spline.
Which I still have
At the
no idea
beginning-
why.
Okay, yeah. So you have no idea what that means?
No.
Okay. If anyone knows what reticulating spline means, the beginning of Simcopter.
Yeah, or why it would expect anybody playing that game to know what that means.
What is
Yeah.
it in reference to?
It's when it would be like making the map.
Yeah, it's like loading.
Oh, it could just be like gibberish though, because like on Minecraft, when that's building and generating the world, it just says a bunch of stupid shit to make people think it's doing fancier stuff.
That's what I feel like it was always doing. Like it's like trying to be a supercomputer saying how it's building a world, so it like just says some nonsense about articulating spline. Yeah.
That's disappointing.
I saw someone Twitch stream SimCity 2000 the other day.
Oh, really?
And the whole point is they are speedrunning it. So how do you speedrun SimCity 2000? You race to 100,000 population.
Oh, really?
So it's quite interesting.
I'm already really uncomfortable sitting this way.
It's not real comfortable.
My hip is like
We only have one more month. One more month here.
displaced.
What do you like? Crisscross applesauce over there?
I am.
We do not have a good setup.
No.
You guys
Well,
can-
it's
you guys
either
can
good
move.
audio upstairs, or sorry, good audio down here being uncomfortable, or bad audio upstairs on the dining room table and hearing a lot of echo and dishwashers and baby crying. All right, so that was the animation tip. You, in lieu of Pete, you pulled in some news today.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did.
All right, so let's cruise through the news, everybody. Doodly 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 news time, fuck yeah! Doodly doodly news time, what? Yeah! That's the new one.
That is the worst.
All right, start it off. I have no fucking clue what the new games are for Xbox next month, but the PlayStation games are on PS4. You can get Killing Floor 2. Don't care. You can get Life is Strange, the entire series. Remember? That was like on my top list of a couple years ago.
I think Andy played it, actually.
Did you play Life is Strange?
Yeah, me and my wife played it, did a playthrough. Yeah, it was good. It was actually pretty good.
I quite liked it, and now it's for free, so y'all should fucking play that.
Hell yeah.
Cross-buy on PS4 and Vita, Neon Chrome and Spy Chameleon. Never heard of either of those. Don't really care. And then on PS3, which nobody plays anymore, some random shit nobody's heard of, Abyss Odyssey and World Rally Championship 5. I assume that's a dad-kissing simulator.
Those are popular these days.
Yeah. Okay. Next. Well, maybe I'll stay in video game stuff, and then we'll segue. We'll do video games, then movie stuff, then back to video games.
Okay.
Got it?
Got it. Movies.
No.
Games.
Yeah. You're good at the listening.
I was quite obviously listening 50%.
He's trying to get the Zelda.
A new Far Cry game has been announced, Far Cry 5. Any of you play any of the Far Cries?
I don't like them.
Why not?
No.
Because I don't like the way that guy has the thumbs up.
What?
What? That doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean?
I'm thinking of it. I'm thinking of the wrong game.
That still seems like a really shitty reason to not like a game.
What's that game that came out like last November?
Last November.
Fallout?
Fallout.
Well, like the Fallout Boy, like the cartoon thing. What is that? Yeah.
That guy disturbs me.
He disturbs you?
But he's...
Okay.
I find him disturbing.
In what way?
His smug smile.
Well, yeah. It's ironic.
Yeah, stupid. Anyway, Far Cry...
I don't like the robot.
Well, this has no robots in it. Far Cry 5, it's the 5th in the installment, but really probably like the 7th. But this one, like all of them have taken places on islands and or Africa, but now this one takes place in America.
America?
Yeah.
Like the way Mario is going to be.
Exactly. Let me read you the press release, part of it. As the new junior deputy of fictional Hope County, Montana, players will find that their arrival accelerates a years-long silent coup by a fanatical doomsday cult, the Project at Eden's Gate, igniting a violent takeover of the county. Caught off guard and drawn into a power struggle, players must disrupt the carefully laid plans of the Project at Eden's Gate and fan the fires of resistance to help liberate the Hope County community and themselves.
That sounds stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure the game's gonna be great, but just that plot, like, I don't know. Really?
It's just so weird to me. I don't know.
Is it supposed to take place in modern times or like Old West?
It looks like it. If you're watching the YouTube, look at this trailer that maybe is on there, maybe not due to copyright strikes.
What are you guys up to now?
I don't know. Well, not like full copyright strikes, but like marks. Anything that has to do with Fox, strangely enough, we get fucked.
That's hilarious.
Okay, so Far Cry, great. Probably not going to play it.
So when is that coming out?
February 27th, 2018. So in the middle of nowhere. Destiny 2. I'm banking on you guys to cover.
Where's that noise, Jeff? Where's that noise?
Oh, yeah, I got it here.
No.
Yep,
that's
it.
No. No.
That's
I don't know, guys. I don't know where it is.
It's literally
Alright.
right there.
Oh, you're right. There it is.
It was worth the wait.
Hold on. Let's see if we can combine these.
Yeah. We've never done that before on an episode previous to this.
I promise nobody that's listening to this has heard that part.
I bet
We
you
can
they
keep
have.
doing the same jokes for years.
Yeah, we could.
We should.
Shit, now none of my shit is loading. Okay.
And the next news story is...
No, I'm going to go over this. Destiny 2, according to Polygon, these are the things we know. I'm just going to do the bullet points. Polygon. Oh. Number one, the story will be more cinematic. If you ask me, not in the right direction. I don't like the characters that they created in all the trailers. Number two, once again, there will be 4 planets. It seems like one of my major criticisms, they are doing the exact same thing again. Number 3, there will be a lot more to do on those worlds. Okay, one of my major criticisms they're doing a good job with. Number 4, no more returning to orbit. Okie dokie. Number 5.
So does that mean the loading screens are going to be lessened?
I assume so.
Worst.
Do you want me to read
There's
this
a lot
part?
of things wrong with Destiny. And, yeah, I'm out. Like, I got roped into it last time. I'm not doing it again.
It will be possible to travel directly between planets without jumping to orbit first. You'll be able to pull up your director, the screen with all the destinations and activities, and choose somewhere else to go or something else to do. So that's how that works. Number 5, no new classes and 3 subclasses are being replaced. Okie doke. So you got the 3, you got the what? The hunter, the monkey jumper, and the...
Wasn't it Hunter, Titan, and some, like, witch?
Warlock.
Warlock, there you go.
Or like,
So they're staying the same, but 3 subclasses are being replaced. Number 6, weapon loadouts are changing, but not much else on the gear front seems to be. And I would say that's pretty much what I've seen. It's not much is changing, more the same. But I don't
so
play
PvP
it.
will pretty much be unplayable still.
Well, number 7, the Crucible will feel more intimate and strategic.
All right, so talking about other news, we should have actually had an episode last week to say this, but Overwatch was free for Xbox last weekend.
Number 8, the new
Or
games
this
feature
past weekend, yeah.
This past Memorial Day weekend.
Memorial Day weekend.
Right, so I downloaded it and got to play it, and I will say, already, like, that's what... If you're going to have such, like, overdeveloped characters and overdeveloped, like, hierarchy... I don't know, maybe that's not the right word. But varied characters with varied powers, and you're trying to balance it with a wide variety of possibilities, Overwatch does it way better than Destiny is. Because I feel like constantly Destiny was like, why am I dying? Why is this person so overpowered? What is going on? What is wrong with the frame rate? But yeah, Overwatch does it a lot better, even though I found that game to be frustrating because I don't know it very well, but it's pretty cool.
I played it. They had a free weekend, I think, right around. Maybe I played a beta or something before it came out.
It's on sale on, like, all the major platforms right now.
It was fun, but again, I'm just not a PvP guy.
Yeah, you're not, are you?
Nah.
I was camping this weekend.
That
Oh,
sounds
do you know what
fun.
else was free this weekend and will be free weekend? Sorry, Andy. Will be free this upcoming weekend to test is the ARMS. What do they call it? The test punch.
Wait, is that happening again this weekend?
June 3rd, 4th, and I think 6th.
Okay, cool, because I missed last weekend.
So you have to go on, and it's only available very specific hours.
Yep, don't like that.
Yeah, I don't have the hours in front of me, but just look up ARMS test punch hours. But so it's this following weekend. I found it to be super fun. I liked it. I like the mechanics because it's what I like about like strategy type things. Like it's almost like feels like you're playing chess when it's one-on-one because you have all the tools to be able to combat the other person if you can just click the button in the right time. Like you can either block or not. If you can simply just react to what they're doing, it is fun. You can definitely see it's skill-based. It's not just button mashing, which I don't like about a lot of fighting games.
Were you playing motion controls or with the controller?
I played with the Pro Controller, but I looked it felt like I probably would have been more successful with the motion control.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
You do have to arc your arms a lot to get around things.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah. So it's basically a distance fighting game. So if you imagine you're throwing your punches at a long distance, then you can arc it around objects or people. So that makes it, I feel like, and then also you can punch either with your left hand or your right hand, and it's 2 different buttons, and you can arc them differently. So when you're using the Pro controller, it's a little difficult to like arc one arm and not the other arm.
How are you arcing them? With just with the joysticks?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's hard to like dodge one way, but then throw a punch another way. It's pretty difficult with the Pro controller. I should have tried it out with the motion. Maybe I'll do that this weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, download. If you got a Switch, try it this weekend. Because it's got also these sub game types, like volleyball. You play against, like, I only played against one other person, but basically a ball comes. Are you drinking a beer, Andy? What the fuck are you doing?
Yep.
Good.
I'm pouring a homebrew.
I like that.
Oh, a homebrew.
shot.
All right.
What's this name?
What's this one? Yeah.
This is my Laughing Owl Hefeweizen.
Oh, Hefeweizen.
And the name of your brewery is?
The Andrewery.
Oh,
Hey!
Puns are great when it comes to beer.
Pretty punny.
That's right.
All right, so I give up.
So
Mario's
happy.
good. Play it. I don't know. We don't need to talk about it anymore.
I mean, I have nothing to say because I haven't played it. I'm
I have a
not
question for you, though.
anticipating that I'll like it.
I
though.
liked it more than playing Overwatch, but
What about Splatoon?
Splatoon sucked.
Okay.
Did not like Splatoon.
All right. What's your question, Andy?
Okay, sure. Do you think they're having it just on certain times to kind of just stress the servers out?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
exactly the point.
That's exactly it? That's dumb.
And then it comes out in like 3 weeks, I think. It's sometime in June.
It comes out right around the middle of E3, which leads into this interesting news topic. Rumored. No. Okay. No. No.
What? No.
It's not that exciting. Rumored images leak of Super Smash Brothers on the Switch. Oh.
I don't like the Smash Bros. Because those are the things I don't like about fighting games. They're button mashing games.
Maybe. I've never really spent enough time with a Smash game to fully appreciate
It must not be completely button mashing if so many people like it.
I mean, it is quite popular.
Yes.
Quite popular. But so anyway, this one, it would not be supposedly a new Smash game. It would be a re-release of the one that was on Wii U and the 3DS, because I think each version, it was like Smash 4 or 5, I don't know. But like each,
Right.
the 3DS had different characters that the Wii U didn't, so now this would be like a combination of them all.
And I thought they were pretty much saying this is the last one they're going to do for a long time, if ever.
Really?
Wasn't that like what Tim Getty was always saying on Kind of Funny?
I don't know.
I thought he was like saying how maybe they're just stopping with the DLC or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Kart is awesome. Zelda is awesome. I feel like Nintendo can't fuck up right now. Arms seems
is fun.
to be awesome.
Splatoon sucks. Ooh, no, I know. We'll get into Little Nightmares, but I went ahead since I beat Little Nightmares so quickly.
Yeah.
I've been playing a shit ton of Wonder Boy.
Oh, I played that and beat it too.
Oh, you beat it? Oh, I'm at the last guy. I got to him and then died, so I didn't beat it.
I beat him the first try.
Oh no, flying around is really fucking difficult.
Yes, it is. I didn't like that.
Yeah. Anyways, Wonder Boy, highly recommend. Highly, highly recommend. The integration of being able to quickly go back to retro and not and listen to old music
Yeah,
or
that's
not.
cool.
And there's no lag. It is immediate. I can see how it was and how it is.
Yep.
Really awesome. Definitely worth, what is it, like $20?
I think it's 15.
It's very worth it.
Actually, I tweeted that I liked the game, and one of the developers just liked my tweet, which was fun.
That's nice.
I didn't do any hashtags either, so I don't know how he found it.
That is weird.
Also, speaking of more Nintendo rumors, this one we'll just gloss over because it looks awful, but a Mario and Rabbids crossover.
No,
Did you see the leaked art of that?
don't care. I've always hated the Rabbids.
Me too.
Ever since my ex-girlfriend wanted to play it and bought it, and I tried to play it for 30 minutes and was like, out.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever played that. I feel like I'm the only person that doesn't have a Nintendo Switch at this point.
You should
You're
probably
not the only
get
person. A lot of people are still looking for it.
one. Well,
That's your difference, though.
another news
I'm not
story.
even looking for it.
Nintendo apparently is like there was already a story that they were amping up how much they were making for the holiday season. Now they've amped up even more.
But
So-
decided not to make the Nintendo Mini, even though that craze is still going strong.
Well, that's another rumor. The Super Nintendo Mini will be revealed at E3 as well. I feel like E3 is going to be awesome this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be fucking crazy. Okay, now done with video game news. Oops. You guys like Castlevania, right?
It's good stuff.
The first trailer released for Netflix's new Castlevania series was released.
Oh, who stars as Simon?
Oh, I didn't see that.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's random.
Well, it's an animated thing, not
Oh,
live action.
sorry. I didn't know.
It's like a cool anime looking thing, so you're probably immediately out. But it looks
Out.
pretty dope. I'm
I
excited.
don't like animated stuff. It's for kids.
Just like animation is just for comedy.
Man,
Pretty much. All the good stuff.
so last week I was at a wedding thing and like a slash sort of vacation, but we put on Coraline for the group of kids that were there.
They
and then
hated it.
no, they all loved it.
Oh,
and I
at a
was
wedding,
sitting
you
with
put
them.
Coraline on at a wedding?
Well, we were there for a whole week, so it was like
Corpse Bride
during
make
the
more
week.
sense.
Shut up. Anyway, I was watching because I did not want to talk to people, so I was watching the movie with them, and then like one of the moms was like, "Oh, it's so cool that you like these kids' movies." And I'm like, "Yeah, I make them, so I guess I have to."
You didn't say anything. You just nodded your head. And
No, I didn't say that.
You just sipped your beer.
It's just like, why does it?
Why does it only have to be for kids?
Yeah,
Why is it a novelty that an adult would actually be interested in Coraline?
yeah. Why do I have to be ashamed when I buy a ticket to a movie, an animated movie? Why do I have to feel
Like a pedophile? I do
like
it.
I'm?
If I see a little like a kids movie by myself, I feel like every mom's thinking, "Why am I there?"
Yeah. Like I just want to be like, sorry, ma'am, I'm an animator. This is for my job. I gotta be here.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I just want to be there. Like I felt really weird when I saw Emperor's New Groove, and just like went in with like three, like 22-year-old guys going in and seeing Emperor's New Groove. I was like, "Oh God, what do we do?"
I think it was the other people that you went to go see it with.
You and Matt?
Yeah. Not me. I'm not going to name names, but it probably wasn't me that made you feel like a pedophile.
All right.
I'm just joking. That's
Okay.
not a pedophile.
Odds of him listening to this are not good.
The final news story.
Tweet at us.
Pixar has a new experimental shorts program. Did you hear about this?
No.
Really? Let me just read you something then. The news comes out of an upcoming computer graphics and animation conference called SIGGRAPH, taking place in Los Angeles at the end of July. One of the panels at the conference is called Smash and Grab, Off the Rails Filmmaking at Pixar, and will focus on the internal experimental storytelling initiative to create short films without executive oversight to explore new creative visions and increase studio opportunities, according to its description.
I wonder how they're going to resolve the idea that they just shut down the shorts program at Disney.
I have no idea. Did they do that?
Yes, they did.
That sucks.
So they're just pretty much farming it out to independent creators.
No, I mean,
seems like
Pixar
it's
runs
still
themselves very
within-
different than Disney. But, I mean, I don't know the inside. I mean, I've heard... No, I won't even say the rumors. But I just thought it was interesting that it seemed like the order to stop it came from people that were very closely affiliated before with Pixar. I don't know. But Hopefully I'm wrong. Someone tell me if that news has changed, if you're at Disney and your shorts program is alive and well. I had heard it had been shut down.
Executives and creative talent from Pixar will explain how they took 6 months to create 7 new experimental shorts for the studio and how it works juxtaposed their major theatrical releases. So, I don't know what's going on. It sounds pretty cool. I wonder if Borrowed Time had anything to do with this.
Yeah.
For anyone that doesn't know, Borrowed Time was made by Andrew Coates and some other dudes at Pixar, like using their software, but not on company time.
Right.
So it's not actually a Pixar short,
Yeah.
but it looks like one.
Yeah, using company software, computing, that kind of junk. Even the people that work there, just not on scheduled time. So the short's not affiliated with Pixar, but obviously there's a sister relationship there in some manner.
Well, even this article that I took this from claimed that Borrowed Time was the first in this initiative at Pixar. And I was like, that's
not right.
Nope.
That is definitely not right.
Nope.
I bet Andrew Coates would have some words against that.
Probably.
Yeah, because from what he sounded like, he went through a lot of pain to get that done without a whole lot of help. Nobody got in his way, but certainly nobody was there to volunteer help.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Hey, well, speaking of people spending a lot of time on something in their own time, my Iceland is Magic video is up, everybody.
Did we not talk about it? The last time we said we were announcing that you were going to have it up.
The last episode we had, I was recording Pete for it.
Right. It was very good. I liked it a lot.
Thank you.
People should check it out. They can probably just Google your name, right?
Yeah.
Vimeo. Michael Berardini Vimeo.
Yeah. Hey, look.
Hey, it's Tristan.
Hi, Tristan.
Here, you want to say hi?
Hi.
Hey, buddy.
Hi.
You're on the
Yes,
internet.
What do you want to say? Do you want to say that you like virtual reality?
Yeah.
He's just nodding.
Yeah. Tristan is my nephew and, obviously my brother's son. He's a good kid.
He's a good boy. Look at him.
All right, good night.
I was watching him with the Samsung VR on his head earlier tonight. Yeah.
VR's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife got a new Samsung Galaxy 7, and it came with a free Oculus VR headset.
Does it
So we got
blow
that
up?
today.
Does that phone blow up?
No, this isn't the blow up one.
Good.
It's like brand new. It came out last month maybe.
Oh, I saw Casey Neistat reviewing it. He quite liked it.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty decent phone. I have a iPhone, and for Android, it's actually pretty nice. And then the VR headset's the first experience I've had with it, and so we just got that today.
What, really?
Yeah, I know. But it really makes me want to get like an Oculus Rift.
I can make a connection to our next topic.
Okay.
So, Tarsier, or Tarsier, I think you can say it both ways.
I say Tarsier Studios.
Okay.
I don't know.
Let's go Tarsier. Tarsier is the studio that made Little Nightmares.
My hips.
Their next game that they've tweeted out is VR.
Static.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He actually, well, I won't throw that out on the air, but I've been talking to him about that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I just saw their tweet that said basically they're having a lot of fun with it. What do you want, man?
My fucking hips are broken.
Yeah, well, my back had 2 surgeries, and I'm leaning forward like a...
Lean against the wall.
I'll be too far.
Why don't you guys get like chairs? Do you guys have chairs?
No, we're on a cool little ottoman.
We could both lay down on our backs, so that'd be very comfortable.
It would.
But then Andy couldn't see us. Honestly, we'd
That's
both be a lot more comfortable if we just decided not to look at Andy.
You can just lay
Allow
down.
No,
And I
that's
don't
going to
like looking
ruin the whole podcast. 15 minutes of us figuring
All
out.
right, we're done with the news. Can we just get on to the main subject?
Let me just.
Yeah, check if there's one more animated thing.
There's not. We've exhausted my news.
Great.
Boop, boop, boop. That's the end of the news now. It's time for stuff later. Goodbye.
I promise you at this very moment, Mindy's laughing.
And only Mindy.
That's just her. She's giggling about
Although, we do have one new listener. You remember Ben?
Yeah.
We had him on.
Yes.
His lovely wife Laura. She started listening. She
we actually
texted us last
we got to
night.
have him back on.
Yeah.
The last time we had him on, he couldn't even tell us what game he was working on.
I still don't know if he can.
I mean, he tweeted and Facebooked about it when the trailer came out.
Are you talking about the Marvel Heroes thing? Because that's his old gig. Fuck, maybe I haven't been keeping up with... Well,
All right, guys, I'll just keep talking, I guess. So they're whispering into each other's ears, giving soft, sweet kisses. Oh, Jeff's mic is still off.
Jeff's
He
mic...
broke it.
Wait, was I not muted that whole time?
I don't know.
You were kind of muted.
That's okay.
Michael's wasn't muted.
Welcome to the
classic.
show.
Color me embarrassed.
Man.
So if someone turns up the volume really high, they can probably hear what you're saying.
That's dumb.
So guys, rewind to about 33 minutes or so.
Let me
Turn
give
it
you
up a
the
little
number. Let's see. 30,
Making it so
36, yeah.
about 30.
loud. Close enough.
All right. But, yeah.
This is JAFMM Podcast, Game of the Month, featuring Little Nightmares.
Oh,
I liked how you had a setup at one point.
Okay.
It's that time of the month for the game of the month.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Okay, hold on.
Well, you don't have to redo it.
No, why is it
Just
playing backwards? It's that time of the month. If it's the game of the month,
It's that time of the monkey. It's the game of the monkey.
it's JAFMM Podcast, Game of the Month.
Whoa.
Little Nightmares, originally named Hunger. Huh, see,
That is true.
I did some homework
Nice.
by Tarsier Studios.
Yeah, I like them.
I like Hunger better.
You like the
as
name
a
Hunger
name.
better?
I think it
Yeah.
it
It would have helped me out.
works a lot more. in
Yeah,
the-
I agree. I wonder
story.
why they changed it. Was it a marketing strategy?
I don't know.
Was it Microsoft that made them change it? Did they feel like they needed
Why
to
would it be
change
Microsoft?
Not Microsoft. Who did they third party to release with?
Bandai Namco.
Bandai Namco. That's it.
Yep.
I wonder if it was them.
Maybe. I mean, that's
Completely.
too bad. I feel like Hunger sort of ties it all together. Because it seems like it's a pretty big theme in the whole game.
Yeah.
Agreed-
All right.
agreed.
So you
Agreed.
play as a little girl, 6.
Sure.
Yep,
Not
as her name.
not at all mentioned in the game.
It's not, but they'll tell you that. Tarsier.
I know.
All right, so you play as 6. You wake up, basically, in like underground, or it feels like you're underground. You don't quite know where you are, and you escape, and you are this little critter girl trying to run away from what seems like some pretty horrible monsters, and you basically elude them and get through the game.
Yep.
That's the
Through
subject.
puzzles.
So this will be our spoil-free section as we discuss it.
So you and me beat it. Andy, did you beat it?
No, but I watched the ending.
Oh, you did?
I did.
How far did you get? Like what chapter? Do you remember?
Yeah, so there's 5 chapters?
Right.
Yeah.
And I got through most of the way through chapter 2.
Okay.
And yeah, I didn't watch a whole hell of a lot. Or I mean, I didn't play a whole hell of a lot, but I then watched most of it. Okay.
Well, that's probably... Well, that's a mean thing to say.
So how would you categorize the game? Like, what genre would you put it in?
I would say it's like a 3D side scroller with a little bit of depth.
Would you consider it a horror game?
For me, no. Would you?
No, I also would not categorize it as horror. Like, maybe I would go with suspenseful.
Yeah,
like
that's what I was thinking.
a
Suspense.
dark
Yeah.
thriller sort of thing. Maybe not thriller.
No.
There was definitely, like, I think there was one time it kind of made me jump a little bit because something unexpected happened.
Right.
But there was no times where, like, when we were playing, help me out, Resident Evil.
Yeah, 7.
Yes, for our February game.
You were real scared.
That was genuinely scared. Like I had to put the game down and pick it up another day scared. Not even remotely
so
this scenario here.
I don't feel like this game is scary, but I feel like it is still tense. And I think it's sort of that new wave in all these like survival horror games where you have to achieve something while avoiding something that will kill you without being able to attack them back, which I think creates a lot of tension. And I think it did a pretty good job of that most of the time, even though a lot of it tend to be sort of repetitive.
Yes. So I'm actually interested in hearing the three of our reviews because just going online, the variety or the what do you call it? The
Diversity?
Thank you. The diversity of scores is quite large.
Yeah, I would agree.
People either really hate it or really love it. There's a few people in the middle, but there's a lot to either really like or really hate about the game.
See, that doesn't make much sense to me. I thought it was pretty dang good. I think the only reason it would be rated so low is if people are comparing it to Inside.
Yeah.
Which I think is a very good comparison, but I also feel like I don't know. Inside is made by well, I don't actually know if this is true or not, but a bigger company, or at least a company that polishes their game a little better.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was my main issue. Is it feels so similar to Inside, and Inside is so much more polished.
Yeah, it is.
See, I didn't play Inside, and I literally fell asleep playing this game. I just passed out on the couch playing this game.
To be fair, though, you were probably pretty drunk.
No, I was getting sick.
Oh.
I got really sick the next day, but no, it's very melodic and dark and kind of soothing. And
I mean,
I passed out.
I don't know if I would describe it as that, but
you didn't get
it's
super far into it.
No, I mean, it's suspenseful, yes. It's kind of like I was always wondering what's around the next corner or the next puzzle. But at the same time, it's kind of a slow game at the same time. And because of that, I fell asleep.
Yeah. Worth pointing out, all the footage on the YouTube version right now is from pretty much the first hour of the game. So it doesn't have a lot of the tense moments that we're talking about, because it does. The first hour is a lot of setup and learning the controls, and maybe even right now you're looking at me in the menu just looking at the controls trying to figure out how the fuck to even pick something up, because it doesn't tell you anything.
Yep.
So,
and that is when I fell asleep during the first hour.
Right.
Yep.
Which is understandable. And I also one thing that I really did enjoy about it was, like, it's got a very good sense of style.
Yes, that is true.
And one of the things I liked about it was the camera motion in it, where it was always sort of swaying. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that could make people a little sick, maybe a little seasick. But that's a spoiler.
Is it?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's pretty apparent.
Whatever.
Well, we put the trailers at the front of this, and in one of the trailers it shows the ship. But
there's nothing spoilery about just that part.
No,
there's plenty to spoil.
I really liked that reveal, though, because I didn't know that it took place on one, so I guess this is a spoiler. But, so, like, I just thought the camera was sort of there to just give you this uneasy feeling, and then when you actually pull out to reveal that, I was like, oh, that's cool. That's neat.
All right, I will say one thing I was disappointed just because of the name. Like, I wish they would have left it as Hunger, because the idea of Little Nightmares, I thought way back in, like, January or whatever it was, I thought the whole thing was about somebody being caught up in their nightmares. And, like, this was, like, somebody's, like, Freddy Krueger type scenario. And I was like, oh, that'd be a fun concept for a game. Yeah. Not that this was bad, but like the concept or the way the game was made. It just, yeah, it set me up for different expectations.
But maybe it is. Maybe it could
I
still
guess
be
so,
that
yeah.
because there's. I guess we're getting into spoiler territory.
Well, let's not get into spoiler yet.
Okay, I won't.
Okay.
hope
You
I
want to start going down our?
Sure.
Okay, so we always have rate our games each month by graphics, sound, control, fun, their story, and then we give an overall score. We do this 1 through 5. 1 being terrible, 2 being rough but not a disaster, 3 acceptable but not noteworthy, 4 being noticeably great, 5 stands out as the very best of its contemporaries. So first thing is graphics. The art and the animation included. I gave it a 4.
I also gave it a 4.
Yeah, so did I. As a non-animator, I thought that was probably the biggest redeeming quality of it is the animation was
All
pretty
right,
stellar.
so I have a question. The itchy quality of the animation, was that intentional?
I want to say yes, but then you look at the run cycle. Did the run cycle bother you at all when you ran?
Yeah.
I just didn't like the way that felt. But like all the other characters, I was like, oh, this is a lot of cool, like specific animation.
I want to believe so badly that all that like jitteriness was completely intentional.
I mean, it very well could be. Like, look back at all the Silent Hill games where they implement that into their monsters to make them.
It goes back to like the same way like stop motion when it's kind of like done jittery, it's very disturbing. Or the same way like when you watched The Ring, and when the girl, her like mechanics with long hair, it's very creepy, and they ended up doing that because they filmed the girl walking backwards and then they reversed it so she's walking forwards.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yes. I did an experiment once with, this is years ago, so a girlfriend a long time ago, so she had really long dark hair, and I did that, and it was the fucking scariest thing. Did I show you that, Andy?
Yeah, you did.
That was fucking freaky.
Yeah.
It's easily recreatable. Feel free to do it yourself. Take your iPhone or whatever. Have your girlfriend put her hair over her eyes and have her walk backwards with her arms out.
And then play it forward.
Fucking freaky. Yeah. I don't know. Be like, oh, look, that's pretty interesting.
I don't know.
Big baby.
It's yeah.
Yeah, well, if you knew my girlfriend back then, it was pretty scary.
But I think with the animation, I think it brings a lot to the story. Like in the very beginning, and this isn't a spoiler, it's just in the very beginning, what I was thinking is, you wake up and there's no dialogue throughout the whole game, but you instantly feel for this little girl. And I think it's all because of the animation.
Yeah.
It's all the style, the movement, the little baby footsteps that she takes, just the, a lot of the movement, and then her design really brings in the character development without having any actual dialogue.
Very Coraline-esque. Her little, it looks like she's wearing a yellow raincoat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I attributed that design to Journey.
Yeah, okay.
With like just sort of a blank face, but just like a very iconic looking designed jacket, suit, whatever. I thought the best part of everything, of all the design, was the sets, basically. Like, I really liked the monster looking people, especially the fat people later on. They're just gross and weird looking. But like one of the most iconic moments that I remember is when she falls down into like just a sea of children's shoes. That was just like the weirdest, coolest fucking thing.
Yeah. I think my favorite part was he's all over the trailer, the little chef guy.
Oh yeah.
When he reached underneath his face.
Oh yeah.
And like scratched his face or whatever.
Yeah.
That was so fucking gross and disturbing. I was like, whoa. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. And like I was saying earlier, there's so much specific animation because it's all just moving left to right linearly. Like, again, in the hunger, well, not the hunger, but the scene with all the fat guys trying to eat her, like, all of that is just specific to that moment where they're, like, chasing her, and it's all, like, grabbing onto specific stairwells and everything. I thought it was really well done.
So what'd you guys give the sound?
I gave the sound a 4 because it, gave me the proper creepiness vibes.
Yeah, I think, the sound, despite putting me to sleep and being very melodic, I I think it set the mood, right? And I don't think it's just, the music, but also just the sound of it. Bringing it into the atmosphere, and especially towards the end, it really brought it home. And I think they did a really good job with it, so I would say a 4. Definitely not a 5,
Yeah,
but a 4.
I had it lower, but I think I'm going to bump it back up to 4 now, remembering, because I was trying to remember back to those creepy guys, and when they, like, make their, like, screech sound when they're coming to get you. Mm-hmm. Ooh, and another really good thing is every time one gets near, you hear your own heartbeat start to race, and it instinctually starts to make you start to, like, get a little anxiety. That was really cool. So that sound really worked. Yeah, but those guys sounded creepy, though. And they'd, like...
Yeah. I mean, they sounded like the ring wraiths from Lord of the Rings.
Okay, well, yeah.
But it's still spooky when you fucking trigger it.
Can I say one thing about the animation, going back a little bit?
Yep.
Is when the characters go through objects, really bugged the hell out of me. Like they would reach through cages.
Right.
To the side of a cage. It was obnoxious. Especially when I had to redo a thing like 3 or 4 times because they reached through a cage.
What is our next one? Controls?
Let's do control.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dear fucking Lord. It verges on a 1. I'll maybe be nice and give it a 1.5. The controls were so awful that I wanted to stop playing the game.
They weren't that bad.
They were bad. I never got accustomed to the layout of running, jumping, ducking, sliding, and holding onto objects. I constantly was like, all right, now I press this button. Yeah, okay, I need to jump, run. Okay, that's one button. All right, then I need to press over and then jump. Oh, okay, now there's another button to grab onto what I need to grab onto. So you're hitting anywhere between 4 and 5 buttons to do a simple jump and grab. That should be one button. Jump, keep holding jump, and you hold on to something.
No.
Yes, every game is like that.
So many detractors to it, I'm sure.
Oh, who would disagree about making the buttons more simple?
I mean, Inside had a button dedicated to grabbing too.
Oh, what? All right, I just as like practice, I want to go back and play Inside because I never had any problems with Inside. Like I was immediately accustomed, and I felt like I was one with the controls. I never felt like that with this. So frustrating. And then, talking about more controls, the Z depth. I never knew where the fuck I was.
I would say I died the most times in this game because of the Z depth. Like, you're supposed to be running from something, and you're doing it for like 2 minutes, and then you get to the end, you beat it, and then you have to walk across a fucking pipe, and you just slide off the goddamn pipe.
We're using an animation term calling Z depth, but Z depth refers to the forward and back, how deep it is in the screen or how forward it is in the screen. So it's not left and right, it's forward and back. So there's a forward and back component to the side scroller, and there's not enough drop shadows or whatever, so I could not tell what the fuck was going on.
Overwatch is $38.99 for the next 6 days on Xbox.
There it is. Jamie Guy, you're coming in with a last minute news topic.
Thanks, Jamie.
So, I think the comparisons to Inside are totally valid, and not so much on the controls and button layout, but I feel like the direction that it gives players, like, both games are very tense, and both games have you being chased by something that will kill you.
Yep.
But in Inside, it's always incredibly clear where you're supposed to go. Whereas in this one, because there's so much more variety in terms of depth and stuff that you can go to, it's never super clear how you're supposed to get away from something. So it's just trial and error as opposed to like, I need to jump over this fence to get away from.
Do you remember when on Inside you were swimming away from those like crazy sea wenches with
Yeah.
the black hair.
Yeah.
And the game is so well made and timed that you just get to your rescue point right before they're going to grab your ankle.
Yep.
And it was so well made that it would like get me going every time I would have to do that. This goddamn, the controls in this game, I don't know how many times it happened to you, but I almost never got past one of those parts without dying multiple times. So it took away, like, I remember reading stuff about Inside. It's like they knew that if the player had to experience a scenario over and over again, like dying on the same section, it would take away the suspense and kill the game for them.
Yep.
Little Nightmares is unfortunately an example of that, which is I would play the same area, die over and over again because either just the controls. Like, I was like, all right, I know I have to run and slide. Wait, what's the slide button? Fuck, I'm dead.
Okay, well, I think
Or
that's on you.
I have to jump, and then I have to jump twice. And it's like, I know exactly what I need to do, but I can't execute the buttons. I don't want to get into specific parts yet, but goddamn.
I mean, I had similar stuff, but it was more because of the depth. Like, there's one where you're running from something, and it's like a whole series of jumping, sliding, dashing, whatever, all the way to it. But then you have to climb onto a specific box to jump and grab a rope or whatever. But like every time I would jump slightly towards a different angle instead of straight, and I would miss the fucking rope. And it's like, just condense the Z depth in this situation so this doesn't happen.
Yep.
So that was annoying.
Curvy.
Yeah, I would give it a 1.5.
Dang.
And, I had 3 weeks to play this game, and I only got halfway through it because of the controls. I would sit there in the beginning of a section and practice, sliding and throwing and jumping just so I knew what I would have to do during the next section because I died so many times. And it took away the suspense. It took away the fun from it. And like the throwing, I had to relearn throwing 1,000,000 times just to get it right. And even then, like if I went and picked it up like right now, I still wouldn't know how to throw, even though I played it like 2 hours ago. Like today I picked up the game again and I was trying to play through it, and it reset my spawn to a couple sections back, which I'm not even sure why the hell it did that.
Yeah.
And my first thought was, God damn it, now I got to learn those controls for those sections again.
Seriously,
What's up with you, Gabor?
No, we're pretty video game literate, and the controls were fucking dumb.
Yeah, they were dumb. The one thing I did like about the controls is moving objects of, like, if you have to move a box or move a chair.
Yeah.
And the dynamic of it, that you could slide it, not just forward and back, and you could rotate it. Yeah, that was cool. I like that.
I liked it at first until that was one where I always got confused about how to actually rotate it and move it in the direction I needed to, because I'd always just end up like spinning it in the wrong direction. That was stupid. But
Okay. Fun fact.
I don't think I ever gave you a
you
number. I gave it a 3 because I did not find it that difficult. I just felt like level design and
You played it for the PlayStation.
direction. Yeah, I did.
I mean, I'm guessing it's not that different, but I wonder if it had any sort of like, if there was any like just, I don't know. That doesn't make sense. But both Andy, you played on Xbox.
Yeah.
I played on the Xbox. I wonder if there's anything to that.
I don't know. I'm probably used to it because I think that Unravel game had a very similar gameplay layout where there's a button, a jump button, a grab, and all the other shit.
How long of a time did you play it going through? Did you play it for hours at a time?
Yeah, I beat it in 2 sittings.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
probably
it's
contributes.
It's completely short enough to do that. Like,
Right,
it's
it
a
is.
short game, and I knew it was short going in, but it was shorter than I even expected.
But if you broke it off from day to day, and I think spent like took off 4 days and played it for a half hour, took off 4 days, played it for a half hour, maybe the games wouldn't, or the controls wouldn't come to you as naturally.
I mean, I feel like the controls for Zelda are more complicated than this was.
Yeah, I don't know why.
This game's not complicated. It's a fucking jump, grab, and
I don't
slide.
know.
And it shouldn't be complicated. It shouldn't be complicated. I mean, they're easy controls in how they are. They should be easy, but they make it so much more difficult than it should be. It's not a new concept of sliding and jumping and throwing things, but they make it really difficult for whatever goddamn reason.
Is the shoulder?
I wonder if it's the timing.
Is the left shoulder button your duck button? Can you think about that?
Oh, well, I mean, if you check the menu, there's multiple buttons that do similar things. So if you're using the left shoulder button, then you can also use like the right shoulder button.
Right. Okay.
Oh, there's also the lighter.
Yeah, that's the B button.
The light.
Yeah.
That one. I couldn't remember that one.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Let's stop bashing on that part.
Fun factor, right?
Yeah.
That's next. I gave it a 4. No, I gave it a 3.5. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I think the most annoying part, like I said, was the weird Z-depth in places it didn't need to be. I thought the checkpoints were not incredibly forgiving on those sections. Although I guess they want you to feel that tension. So they want you to get it all the way through. But it's still annoying when you don't get it the first time and you have to replay a whole thing again.
Yeah, I gave it a 3.
All right, that's average.
The reason why I bumped it back up, like to make up for the fun or the controls, like the fun factor went up mainly because of the third act. That was cool.
Yeah, that's getting into some spoil. Well, in story, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I'm just saying I like the third act.
Yeah,
that made it fun for me.
Yeah. See, I don't know. See, I'm big on drinking beer and rating beer and use the Untapped.
Yep.
And I listen to a few beer podcasts, and some brewers always bitch about people who say, "Oh, this is a IPA, and I hate IPA, so I'm going to rank it low." But you got to really rate it for the genre, right?
Yes, you have to rate it against its contemporaries.
Yes, and I'm a PC gamer, and I'm more of a sandbox gamer, and I really, really don't like puzzle games. So, at its core, I don't think this game is really the best game for me, but in terms of genre, in terms of I just want to like sit down and relax and play a puzzle game, I would rank it a 3.5. It's fun. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
fun enough.
I wouldn't call it a very complex puzzle game, but yeah, I mean that's basically what it is—a puzzle platformer with a little bit of fake ass horror in there.
Well, then, what do you think about the story?
So I have no fucking idea what the story is even about.
That is why I knocked it down a few pegs. The story kept me, whatever for the story it was, kept me very intrigued, and I want to know what it was. All right, so we should start the spoil section now that we're in the story section.
Sure.
So if you haven't played it yet and you don't want to know more, please turn it off at this moment. Boop. So the story doesn't actually conclude. You don't really get a good justification of what 6 is. So in so much of the story is about her, like why I like the Hunger name is because all of a sudden she starts turning evil. You, as 6, start turning evil. You start biting things. You start eating things. There's these little gnomes on the ship. And you end up, one of the climaxes, you keep getting hungry and you eat grosser and grosser stuff.
Yep.
And a gnome offers you some sausage to eat. And you fucking eat the gnome instead.
I called that as soon as I saw it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it wasn't that surprising, but it was still, like, disturbing.
Yeah.
So, why? I still don't know why. What was going on?
I don't know, but the ship was obviously, well, not obviously, but in my brain, some sort of, I don't know, Japanese cruise ship for people to eat stuff maybe made out of children. So basically, we'll go chapter by chapter. The first chapter is just her walking, no enemies. Second chapter is Mr. Longarm guy, which I don't really remember what he did. But then you get to the chef.
He was like a doll maker.
Well, and he was hanging up the people to like go on their like
He was prepping them, maybe.
Yeah, he was prepping them to go on to being cooked.
Yeah, so then
The children, and they were children.
You go to the chef people, and then after the chef people is all the people trying to eat you, and then 5th chapter is the shortest chapter, and I think the worst chapter in the whole game is basically fighting the geisha, like the owner of the shit.
The owner. Yeah.
But I don't know what any of it means.
Right.
There's a lot of.
I think the 5th chapter is more the most contemporary kind of a chapter, where it's more just fight them and kind of get it over with, and there wasn't a whole lot of suspense to it. I mean, there was a little bit.
The only reason why I say I like the 3rd act is I liked beating that girl with the mirrors. That was fun. Like, I found it actually, I was doing something and it was fun.
Sure.
And then I liked the fact that when you got her powers by eating her, it was fun walking through all those gluttons and watching them die by your, like, powers.
Again, some of that specific animation that I liked.
Yeah. And I just found that whole scene to be very satisfying.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have to run and hide and not have any power.
No, it was it was finally like it was like rewarding you for the whole game of like punishing these ugly people for being ugly and just being gluttons, and like I feel like the whole, if I were to guess, like what is it called when you put your feelings onto something? What is that called, Andy?
Empathize? Project?
Thank you.
Yeah.
See, who's the psychologist? Anyway,
Not me, clearly.
If I were to project my feelings onto it, I don't think it's necessarily my feelings, but anyways, it seemed to be much more about a statement on being greedy and gluttonous and always wanting more, and what kind of ugly that turns you into.
And that's why I wish they would have kept it more of the nightmare thing, because with nightmares, it's all about how you interpret them. And I think the moral of this game can be interpreted a million different ways.
It's true, but and then it ends, and you're just stuck on an island waiting for another ship to come in, and it's like, why? What does this mean?
Well, yeah, I was confused that she comes out of an island. I was like, weren't we on a boat? How did she even get into an island? Like, the boat suddenly...
I don't know. Maybe I missed something. I missed that.
I don't know.
Too.
I think it's all
understand.
metaphorical.
Yeah.
It's all metaphorical.
Well, and we're also missing the moment where she... I think there's 2 moments where she... in like a secret room, so maybe there's more, but you walk up and you like hit a button and there's that big seeing eye, and you get like glimpses of... I have no idea. I don't really remember. But
I thought it was like security cameras around the place.
Well, I feel like that's what it was, but it was also...
But you can also flip through the TV channels at one point.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I never did that.
You obviously hit the TV.
Yeah.
You can keep hitting it and go to different channels.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like the third act was cool, but it also felt really rushed. Because I felt like I spent the most time in the game with the guy with the long arms. Because I felt like he had 4 or 5 different rooms, and then the chefs had like 2 or 3, but then like by the time you got to the geisha, that's literally like 2 rooms, and it's over. So, I don't know, it just felt like they spent way more time on the beginning and rushed it to the end.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed also, but the mirror, that trick or that puzzle was way too easy to solve. They were
not even a...
it should have been a puzzle, right? They like televised it so much, like, all right, go to the right. They like shine a light on this pillow cushion. You know, you've already seen 100 times that all the mirrors are broken, so you like know this girl doesn't like mirrors, and there just has to be a mirror, whatever. So it was a little too obvious of what to do. So that was kind of disappointing.
Yeah. Do you happen to remember how many times you reflected the light onto her to like finish her?
Wasn't it like 4 times?
No,
it was
more
maybe
than that.
4 or 5.
See,
6 maybe.
Now the collectibles in the game, you can collect the little pyramid head gnome guys, and then you can also break the geisha jars.
Yes.
I felt like the more geisha jars you find and break, the like more essence of her you're killing, so you only have to reflect the light fewer times.
Oh.
And I tried to look this up online, couldn't find anything of it.
I was curious what those meant.
Right, because there's nothing in the game or in any of the menus that says what collecting the little gnome guys or the geisha dolls do at all.
It doesn't, but once you beat the game, it tells you how many you collected and where you missed them. Or
Wait, really?
So
Yeah, you can go back and look at each chapter, and it'll say how many gnomes and how many statues you missed.
Oh.
So when you walked out at the end, when you walked up the stairs, how many gnomes were at the bottom of the stairs looking at you?
I think I had like 5.
Oh, I thought it was like 2 or 3 for me.
Okay, so because I obviously didn't finish it, and so the walkthrough they had probably like 7 or 8 or 9, and then the mirror I think there was just 4 or 5. So I wonder if you're right.
That would be cool.
What does it mean?
I don't know.
So maybe those gnomes are the like ones you rescued, so they come back out at the end.
Well, they
yeah.
watch you ascend.
I feel like if I watched her eat one of my friends, I'd probably not care. But
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe they're happy to see her go.
Because they don't follow her.
no, they don't. They let
her walk
out.
off.
See, I also see it as a like a metaphor for becoming an adult. Because this little girl, she wakes up and you don't know what her story is or where she's going, and she goes through this very dangerous world. And as she grows up, she becomes more and more like the people she's trying to fight against.
Yeah, she starts out innocent.
Yeah, she starts out very innocent and fearful, and then by the end of it, she's killing just as much as they do. And even in the last scene, it seems like she gets bigger, besides the walkthrough part, but as you kill the geisha, it seems like she grows bigger. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah.
He's deep.
He is deep. I'm like,
So
shit,
deep.
man, I just finished the game. I was like, that was neat. Then I started playing something else. I was underwhelmed with the story. Because, again, comparing to Inside was also completely obtuse, but I felt like it had set up the story well enough for us to make assumptions about what it meant. This one, I was just like, fuck if I know,
Yeah.
That one had clues.
I like, not to just go back and compare Inside, but it was my favorite game of last year.
Yeah.
The title said Inside, and you just wanted to know in the whole game what's inside. And when you find out, you're like, oh my, it was such a great feeling of finding out and being so disturbed.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you rank it? What do you number it?
I gave Blaster Master a 3.
Damn.
I think I did. Let me go.
Well, again, going back to Kirby's point, you gotta rate stuff on its own genre.
Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. I gave Blaster Master 2.5. Good.
Okay. So 3 for
Yeah, I think this deserves somewhere in between really a 2 and a 3, but let's bump it up to a 3. I'm honestly, and it's all because of the controls. If it just wasn't for the controls, this game would be much higher ranked and would be on par probably with Inside in terms of, it's a little quick of a game.
Yeah.
It's very fast. And if you didn't die because of the controls, whoa, would it be really fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I was reading people on message boards just to see what they thought of it, and pretty much all I came across was people talking about how quickly they beat it. And then on subsequent playthroughs, people were beating it in like an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Even less than that. I gave it a 4 because
Ooh, doggy.
if anything is my kind of game, that's my kind of game. You got a cool, creepy side scroller thing that, has a lot of, it's oozing style and, is just weird and off putting. That's what this shit that I like, man.
Definitely the animation is top notch.
Except for that run cycle. I felt like the forward leg wasn't extending. It was always like bent in. It's like, come on, girl. And also the speed didn't feel like the speed didn't match the
Right.
how much movement the
I know
cycle
you
was
were
going
saying,
through.
yeah. But everything else was so creepily perfect. Like even like the long arms guy, with his arms weren't just a little long; they were way too long.
Yeah,
but they made it work.
Yeah,
Like I would have seen that design and been like, "All right, honestly, we're not even going to be able to animate this like with those long of arms." I probably would have asked them to take it down by at least 25%. But they made
Well,
it
and
work.
he had no legs. He had no legs, which really focuses the attention on the arms. Then,
yep.
you know, if you had just like a monkey-looking guy, you wouldn't think too much of it. But because he had no legs, he had no like lower torso. The arms just seem so much more freakishly long.
How many times did it take you guys to cut his arms off?
Fuck that fucking part, man.
Yes.
Dude, okay. I forgot about that elevator scene.
That was so annoying.
I replayed that probably 20 times.
Yes. I knew exactly what to do, but you couldn't really predict where the hands were going.
No, and again, it's from that fucking Z-depth thing.
Yes.
I didn't know where I was in relation to his arms.
Yeah.
And then half the time, because you're supposed to grab a piece to pull it out and let the elevator crash on his arms or whatever. Like, sometimes it would grab bars on the thing that would not pull off. It's like, okay, I know I'm supposed to pull 2 bars off, but don't let me grab a third bar that doesn't fucking pull off, because that was the first thing I did. It's like, all right, well, this obviously isn't the solution to this.
That was the same thing. Yeah, I was like, I tried that, assuming that was what I had to do, and since it didn't work, I immediately gave up and started jumping on every single thing in the fucking room, trying to do everything.
Yep.
And eventually went back to the bar and got one to pull off. And I was like, fuck you. Why didn't you tell me that at the beginning? Why didn't it work the first time?
Yeah. I feel like that's a failure in play testing or something.
They announced this game 3 years ago?
No. It was like last year.
2 years ago, maybe? 2015?
No.
Yeah, come on.
I don't know. It would be interesting. I don't know the timeline of it, but to see when it was announced in relation to Inside. Not that I'm saying they're like, hey, let's make a game just like that, but they had to have been inspired by it in some way.
See, and it's that kind of shit that I don't like, or it's the reason why I don't like puzzle games, is because there's some developer, story writer, some guy in some office that's like, okay, I'm going to have them do this, and then this, and this, and it's so procedural that I just end up trying to believe, or trying to think what they think, and what they want me to do, and I guess I'm just too oppositional to want to do that, and I'm like, no, fuck you, I don't want to do it this way. And the fact that if you want to proceed through the game, you have to do what they want you to do, I don't like it. Don't like it at all. It's very frustrating.
Interested in seeing you play 2 different games. One, Inside.
Yeah.
Just to see how you like, and then 2, Zelda, because that has puzzles, or at least gameplay that allows you to go, how can I do this? And you probably can do this.
Yeah. Gives you lots of different options to achieve the same goal.
Right.
Yeah, I think something like Zelda, where it's a little more sandboxy, but you still have to have those little puzzles in between.
All right. Here's a puzzle game that I swore you used to like, and why did you like that and not this, is you seem to really like Portal.
But I never really progressed terribly far in Portal. The only time I played it was with you, because it was a fun thing to do. Because it's a fun 2-player game where you have that kind of team mentality where you got to think through it. Mm-hmm. But if it's just me sitting there, I'm like, God, fuck, I can go do something else. Even other games like Halo and the campaigns of Halo, or any campaign really, I'm like, God, I don't want to fucking do this just because you want me to do this.
It's a video game.
Right. No, that's why I like sandbox games where I'm like, I will do what I want to do.
Yeah.
When I want to do it.
Oh boy, that says a lot about your personality.
Yeah, it does.
Meanwhile, the majority of my games are like, please just handhold me all the way to the end.
It's honestly why I liked Inside Out so much. Inside Out.
Oh, did you like that?
Fucking leave already.
Inside, just Inside. Damn,
Tristan loves Inside Out, by the way.
Good for him.
Great. Did he see our last movie?
What was our last movie? Ice Age 5?
Ice Age 5.
He did. He actually liked that a lot.
Did he?
Did he like the Shangri-Lama?
Yeah, he did.
Great.
The
Sometime.
Shangri-Lama is a lot like the yak in Zootopia, so
Nobody ever made that comparison.
Nope.
As we were working on the character,
Well,
saying, "Hey, have you seen this trailer?" Oh, nobody will
Snap.
remember that.
Well, Tristan loves both of them.
good.
That was a very disturbing day when we saw the trailer to Zootopia, and we're like, "Oh no, oh no, we have the exact same character in our movie right now."
Not exact.
I mean, they're both very similar cow-looking characters. I mean, one's a llama and one's a yak.
There you go. That's
Totally
the
different.
difference. Anyway.
One was played by a Hesher, smoker, a doobier,
Yeah?
a real reefer man.
Where's Pete? Did you know...
Do you miss Pete?
Did you know Little Nightmares had like 7 animators? That's pretty cool.
That's it.
Well, which would make it a lot easier to stay on style.
Yeah. Did you know that I like games that have title screens at the end that say thank you for playing?
I did not know that.
I really like that.
I feel like that's
Why do
pretty
you like
old
that?
school, though, right?
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's usually like smaller teams that are like, we put a lot of love into this. Thanks for giving us a
I
shot.
think you should go back and play some original NES games. A lot of thank you for playing.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck
Yeah,
all
some
those
dude on
other
top of a
people.
building or a mountain. Very similar to this, holding up some scepter or some shit with lightning in the background saying thank you.
Actually, when I just beat Wonder Boy, you don't care because it's not really a spoiler because the game doesn't have a fucking story. But you just walk back into a house and then above it says, "Your journey has ended. Thanks for playing." I was like, fuck this. This isn't a story. Anyway, are we good?
That's it. That's our basically take on Little Nightmares. Unfortunately, since Pete's not here, we don't have a conclusion of what is our June game of the month.
I thought we had chosen Rhyme,
We did talk about that, yeah.
but we haven't solidified it.
All right.
So tell me about Rhyme. What is Rhyme?
Rhyme looks like, well, it's a puzzle game, so you're out immediately. But
I can play it. I'll just fall asleep halfway through and then never turn it back on.
It looks like a cel-shaded, little cuter version of Eco,
Yeah.
pretty much. Which is my favorite game of all time.
Is it coming out on the Switch this month as well?
I think the Switch was delayed.
The Switch is delayed, so I'm going to have to buy it on the PlayStation.
Or Xbox. But see, I'm not like super enthused for Rhyme right now because it was a PlayStation exclusive and Sony dropped them. So it might not have been up to the standards. And I don't think reviews are through the roof. They seem pretty average. So maybe that's not our game of the month. I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure
I
it out.
would like it to be ARMS, but that doesn't come out until the end of June.
Yeah, so that's July then.
Or
Maybe you
we
guys
can
should play some actual fun like PC games.
Dude,
I don't
fuck
know.
that. I would
better.
play PC more if my computer was in my living room. Because when you have your computer in another room, it's like you're just cloistering yourself off away from everything. And like
That's why
the
I like the
TV.
Switch. Hey, you want to watch Golden Girls? Well, I'll sit next to you playing my game.
Yeah, it's true. It is good.
Does your wife actually play or watch Golden Girls?
No,
Okay.
That was the first girly thing he could think of.
it is.
It's Golden Girls.
I'd say most often if I'm playing on the Switch, that means my wife is on her cell phone, like playing, or on Facebook or something. So usually the
Yeah.
house is dead silent.
Nice.
That's nice.
Hey,
See, my PC is in my TV room area.
Well, that's smart.
So that
That's
is-
the way
yeah.
you should do it. My living room doesn't have room for that. While we're speaking about puzzle games, when I was pulling the footage off for Little Nightmares, I saw that I still have my my run through of the final puzzle thing in The Witness.
Yeah.
That got me my platinum.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna upload that onto the
Do it.
YouTube.
Because I'm not playing that game.
That is 6 minutes of fucking tension, my friend. You may not like grasp what's happening,
Does
or
it have
even
you?
what do you mean?
Like your voice?
No,
The
it's
commentary?
just my playthrough.
You
I
should
was
do some
hoping he was
voiceover
having me
commentary.
squeal or something.
Yeah.
With joy.
I wished, because at the end there's like a good 20 seconds of the character not moving at all, because that's just me like throwing my controller down, yelling. And but it's all set to this really tense song, and I finish it with like literally 3 notes left in the song. Oh my god, it's so good. So fucking good. So I'm gonna put that up.
All right, I'll watch that.
All right.
Where
Other things I watched. Somebody set the world record in Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, it should have been in the news.
That was
Sorry,
cool.
we can't cover
That was
that.
Anything else you want to say, Andy?
No. I really appreciate you guys letting me do this. I enjoyed the game, and again, I know you guys are like, oh fuck you, you don't like puzzle games, but
I'm not
for what it
thinking
is,
that.
I enjoyed it.
You've
And I
played
enjoyed
most of our games of the month, right?
No,
No.
because half your games are on the Switch or, yeah, or are on the PlayStation.
All right.
And I have to say, I have the Xbox One only because Jeff, you wanted me to buy it, and I was like, no, we should get the PlayStation. This PlayStation. And everyone's like, no, because all our group of friends were like, no, we're gonna play the Xbox.
Fucking idiots.
And fuck you, because I really want the PlayStation.
Yeah, I want that for you too, man.
Sounds like
I
you
know.
just missed your birthday. You could have asked for it.
I know.
That
Maybe with my birthday money.
was an oversight.
Hey, thanks for joining us on your birthday.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me. I really enjoyed
special
it.
gift for not only you, but us and our loyal listeners.
Yeah, I'm sure people will think about that. They're like, oh man, this is so much better with Andy there.
Yeah.
Got the Gabor brothers.
We'll get Pete back soon. He's not gone forever. He just had prior obligations for this episode.
He did.
Understandable.
We wish him well in his endeavors.
I miss Pete.
We all do.
Yep.
Well, this has been Just a Few More Minutes podcast, where three veterans of the animation video game industry talk about exactly that, animation video games. All right.
Roll the music, Pete.
Rip it.